I've always said the perfect Superman film would need a Zack Snyder's action and a James Gunn's heart. And this new Superman film, well, it came very close to being that. It's bright, it's emotional, and surprisingly grounded. And Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor isn't the best Lex I've ever seen in live action. Hi, I'm Izugo. I just watched James Gunn's Superman movie, and this is a non-spoiler review of the movie. So let's break it down. I can remember in my past video where I mentioned what a perfect Superman movie would look like. And I said that the perfect Superman movie have to draw inspiration from Zack Snyder's action sequence, while still retaining the heart and the dire essence of who Superman is. And in my opinion, this Superman movie came really close at being that. There's something with James Gunn's movies. I can't really place it. His movies are freaking relatable, fun, and very funny in a good way. I can remember a lot of people had issues with James Gunn making Superman to be a little bit weaker in this iteration. But truth be told, after watching this movie, I think that's one of the missing pieces to make Superman very relatable to the audience. And it really worked so well. I think if Superman was extremely powerful, never bleeds, and never receives any beating, it would be very difficult to relate with such Superman. But watching Superman receive several beatings in this movie, I think it drew me closer to his personality, his character, and made me more emotional towards him. So I was really happy to see that. There was a certain scene in the Pocket Universe where I loved the colors that I was seeing there. It was so beautiful to see, and that scene made me wonder what Supergirl movie is going to look like. I'm so excited to see that movie. The cast in this movie are some grade A actors. My goodness, Nicholas Hoult is freaking excellent in his acting. No wonder his paycheck was higher than every other person in this movie. Like seriously, I thought Crypto was going to be the highlight of this movie for me, but boy, I was so wrong. Nicholas Hoult blew me away. That guy is a perfect Lex Luthor. I don't see anyone taking that role from him. And I think his Lex is the best I've seen on screen. The way he displays his passionate hate for Superman, you can actually feel it from the screen. Have you gotten to a point where you hate someone so much that you begin to cry? That is the level of acting Nicholas Hoult brought to this movie. I totally enjoyed his role as the villain in this movie. Also, I'm very happy that we get to see a villain who doesn't have any layered reason for being a villain. Just sheer envy and jealousy that is driving that hate. I think a lot of movies should start bringing such villains to light. A villain shouldn't always have a sensible reason why they are a villain. We should start having characters who are villains just for the sake of it, and there shouldn't be necessarily any reason for them being villains. Another highlight for me was Mr. Terrific. He was, well, terrific. He played his role excellently, and there's this aura that he comes with whenever he's on screen. Superman and Metamorphosis scene was really emotional, and I called it in my past videos. I knew it. I knew that scene between Superman and Metamorphosis was going to bring out a lot of emotions. That scene was beautiful. I loved the interaction between Metamorphosis and Superman and every other thing that happened subsequently in that movie. Then Superman and Lois finally have some chemistry on screen. Oh, thank goodness. Their scene was so enjoyable to watch. You can actually believe that they are in a relationship. And I was glad to see that they had some normal relationship problems in the course of this movie. And that was lovely to see. It helped to buttress the human side of Superman. Some people say the movie is oversaturated with a lot of characters. Yeah, it is true that the movie have a lot of characters, but they somehow found a way to make it work. I didn't feel like the movie was oversaturated while watching this movie. Every single character had a role to play, and each character helped in advancing the plot forward. And also, they managed the screen time of each character properly without affecting the pacing of the movie. So at the end, they made it work. Guy Gardner is some crazy ass dude. I love him. I can't wait to see him in the Green Lantern series coming up next year. Crypto was more chaotic than cute in this movie. I was expecting to see some cute, lovable, and huggable dog, but instead we got some fierce, chaotic beast that destroys everything. I still love him, by the way. Yes, he was chaotic, but in a cute way. It was like the wingman of Superman in this movie, fighting alongside the team. The Superman movie took itself seriously. There were no unnecessary jokes, and if there were jokes, it was warranted and it landed properly. The battle scenes were really good, although not to the level of Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is still quoted when it comes to executing battle scenes. The flight scenes were okay and also unique. The dialogues were excellent, especially when it comes to dialogue between Lex and Superman. You can only see the tension between these two whenever they are conversing. There is almost nothing to criticize about this movie, but if I'm to nitpick, I think the CGI in some scenes needed a little bit more time to work on. And also, the trailer showed way too much footage from the movie, but it did not really affect my experience with the movie. Overall, I think this is one of the most relatable, enjoyable, and fun Superman movie that we've seen in live action in the last decade. This is a proper start to the DC universe, and I don't think there's anyone out there who would watch this movie and not feel excited for what's to come in the DC universe. But anyway, my final rating for this movie is a 9 out of 10. I will definitely go see this movie again this weekend because I'm going to drop a spoiler review of this movie in my next video. So if you're excited to see that video, do well to hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I drop that video. And I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.